Okay, so high school. High school was a very, very bad time for me. And a lot of people don't believe it when I say it because they're like, oh, you're not a nerd, like you're not a weirdo, you're very social and very, charismatic and stuff. So they don't believe it when I tell them, that I didn't like high school at all. Now, the reason why I say this is because I kind of went into it with a bad attitude already going in, and I can admit that now, but back then, I would have come up with any other excuse than blaming myself. The way that it works, just a backstory for schools here, depending on where you live, it determines the school that you're supposed to go to. So the school that I was supposed to go to because of where I lived, which is where all my other friends went to, was not that great of a school unless you were going to go into the medical program, which I was not going to do, or the IB program, which is kind of like really prestigious academic things, which again I was not going to do because since elementary school I knew what I wanted to do career-wise, which I will get into in tomorrow's video. I decided to go to a high school that you were allowed to go into if you joined their program. Now their program was the engineering program, but I found out that they had one of the best TV productions teachers in my area. So what I did was I basically said that I was going to the school for engineering and was put in an engineering class, but I was really going there for TV, and that teacher was aware of that, and so I'm so grateful for all the things that she taught me. She was really harsh on me sometimes, but I know it's because she knew that I wanted to do this as a career and it wasn't just a class to me. In high school, I barely had any friends. Coming from having a whole bunch of friends, a huge support system, to having almost no friends. It got so bad that for the first couple months of school, my friend and I would eat lunch inside of the auditorium, like in the dark. Because we were both dancers and we were on dance teams, so what we'd do was we'd like sneak into the auditorium and we'd eat our lunch and talk, and then I'd play piano and she'd sing until one day we got caught because we were being too loud. And then they also took away gifted. And when I heard that, my whole identity shattered into pieces. They didn't offer gifted classes. It was very traditional, which I was not used to. I mean, yeah, of course I'd go to traditional classes in elementary school, but in middle school it was completely just all gifted. So I figured, oh, okay, when I go to high school they'll have gifted there. No, they didn't. But what they told me to do was, because I came out of middle school with high school credits already, because that's how the program set you up when I was in middle school, they were so happy to have me, and they were like, oh, you need to take all these advanced classes, take this honors class, do this, like it's the same thing as gifted, it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. Honors and gifted are completely different. Honors is really academically rigorous, and even though I can handle that, it's not the way that they teach it. I have to go back and teach myself in a more creative way so that I can learn. When you take honors and AP and things like that as a freshman, most of the time the other people in those classes are juniors and seniors. So even though freshman year I ended up making really good friends, they all left me the next year. And then all of my people that were in my class, like in my graduating class, I never had class with them. So I just go to lunch and see them, and they don't really know me. So I always felt like nobody ever really knew me. And another question that I get a lot is, oh, you're 17 and you're in college? Yes, I'm 17 and I'm in college because I graduated high school early. Now, the reason why I did this is because just with circumstances, I'll explain what happened. Basically, freshman and sophomore year was so bad that I started failing my classes. And I wasn't failing them like with F's or anything, but in order to stay in the program at the high school, you had to keep up a certain GPA, and my GPA was slipping because I didn't really care too much. And that's what happens a lot to a lot of gifted people that I talk to that, did go to the IB program. A lot of them got really emotional about things that was happening to them socially and the fact that there was no gifted and all this, and they just started failing. So I started failing, and I went to go sign up for my junior year, and my guidance counselor told me that I if I didn't take a math class every single year, that I was gonna have to go back to my zone school. And the thing is that when I came out of middle school, I already had a math class, and you only had to have 4 credits of math. And I would have been coming out of high school with 6 credits of math, and my profession that I want to go into, film, has nothing to do with math. So my mom got all involved, and we talked about different options that I could do, and that school just would not budge on letting me not take a math class every single year. So my mom saw that this was setting me up for failure, so we looked into a homeschooling program. Now with homeschooling, there's a whole bunch of things that you have to go through, a whole bunch of paperwork and all this stuff, and so we couldn't do that. But basically what I did was I withdrew out of that school my junior year, and then I did this program that my community college set up for high school students that want to graduate. And I went through that program, and I got all the credits that I needed to get really fast, and it was a good environment for me because all those teachers saw something in me, and they saw that, you know, I was really motivated to do my things, and they helped me out, and I still keep in contact with some of them till this day and let them know what's going on with me. And they treated it like college, so you know, I had more time to myself, and I had more time to learn, and I didn't have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it basically catered to what I knew this whole time. Even though they weren't gifted certified and things like that, the environment that it gave me allowed me to be gifted. So I ended up graduating in April of 2011, right after my birthday. So imagine I would have graduated at 16, but it was a couple days after my birthday, so I was 17 graduating, and I got to give the speech at my graduation, and I also got a scholarship. So I took the summer off, so from April to August I was not in school. I was just chilling at home, working on my YouTube and stuff like that. And then in August of this year, well, last year because it's 2012 now, but in August of 2011 I started at that community college, and then I realized that there was other options for me, I guess, with college, which I'll go into more in tomorrow's video because this video is getting kind of long. And I decided to transfer to Full Sail in January of 2012. And so now I'm at Full Sail, and I'm happy, and I have my little group of friends, and you guys will hear more about that, why I picked Full Sail rather than staying at my community college and going to a university, in tomorrow's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment.